It's kind of hard for me to talk about, but when I was younger, I didn't have a girlfriend for like a really long time. And a lot of people will talk about, oh, it wasn't for a lack of trying that I didn't accomplish this. But in this scenario, it was for a lack of trying. I didn't try at all. I didn't put myself out there because I was scared, I was afraid. I would self-sabotage. I'm not ready for a relationship right now. I'm not looking for anything right now. I need to focus on myself. I need to do more self-improvement. And that was true. Like, yeah, I did need to work on myself, but I self-sabotage the situation because I'm like nervous. I didn't feel like I was good enough. I didn't feel like I was worthy. It's kind of hard for me to talk about, but when I was younger, I didn't have a girlfriend for like a really long time. And a lot of people will talk about, oh, it wasn't for a lack of trying that I didn't accomplish this. But in this scenario, it was for a lack of trying. I didn't try at all. I didn't put myself out there because I was scared, I was afraid. I would self-sabotage. I would literally have girls that would like be into me, and then because I was so nervous and I was so insecure in myself, I literally would like self-sabotage the situation. I would make up some excuse. I'd be like, oh, I'm not ready for a relationship right now. I'm not looking for anything right now. I need to focus on myself. I need to do more self-improvement. And that was true. Like, yeah, I did need to work on myself, but the reason I needed to work on myself is because after a while of that continuing to happen over and over, like girls into me, I might be into her, I might not be, but I self-sabotage the situation because I'm like nervous and I'm afraid and I feel like I'm not ready or I'm not good enough. The reason was because of what I just said. I didn't feel like I was good enough. I didn't feel like I was worthy. The point I'm trying to make is I was rejecting myself. That was the realization that I came to. I was rejecting myself. I wasn't rejecting them, I was rejecting myself. And I feel like this is a lot more common than people realize. Like, I feel like a lot of people do this. We reject ourselves. We feel like we're not good enough. We feel like we're not worthy. We feel like we're not attractive enough. I felt like because my body didn't look a certain way, if you've been watching some of my videos, the road to aesthetic physique, it was like I used to be really, really overweight, and I felt like because of that, I wasn't attractive, girls weren't attracted to me. And so that was a big reason why I had lower confidence, lower self-esteem, and I would sabotage the situation because I just, deep down, I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel like I had like a body that was worth like loving, for example. I felt like just fearful or afraid because I was really shy like growing up. And so I didn't really like talk to a lot of people when I was like really, really young in like middle school and stuff to begin with. And so that just kind of compounded and snowballed over time. Even though I did start getting more social and talking to more people, it was like I wasn't putting myself out there romantically or anything because of all these body image issues, these lower self-esteem, low self-worth issues that were kind of building up over time in the background. And then for me, I would numb that with, especially in high school, I would just go home and I would like watch porn and I would play video games, right? I would watch some fucking hentai and play on PlayStation 3. And that kind of became like the cycle. I would just do that and I would just go home and go to school, like talk to my friends, then go not talk to anyone else, go home, do that stuff, repeat the next day. And that's kind of how it would be. And that just kind of snowballed into me becoming more like antisocial, me not knowing how to handle these scenarios when I got to college then especially, and there were a lot of girls that were starting to give me attention and I didn't know how to handle it. And so I retreated into this excuse of self-improvement, which yes, I did need to do more work on myself. I did need to heal the relationship with myself. But at the same time, what I know now is that you can do that kind of work while also being in a relationship with someone else, or at least, going on dates, meeting people, connecting with people. You don't have to go full like monk mode all the time and never interact with anyone. That was one big mistake that I made, is that I just went monk mode. I was just in my room, just like, oh, I have to grind, I have to be productive, I have to hustle, go to the gym, get back to my room, my dorm room, like just do work for classes, figure out like, how can I start a business? How can I make money online? All that kind of stuff. And it's like, oh, I'm too busy to pursue a relationship. I'm too busy to do anything. But for me, saying all this stuff, that was just an excuse. Really, I was just afraid. Really, I was just nervous. Really, I wasn't sure like if girls would like me or not, because of when I was younger, right? I had all those fears from the past. But it's like, none of that stuff was actually true. When I actually finally started putting myself out there, I realized, oh, like a lot of the fears that I had, the low self-worth, low self-esteem, was just lies. It was just bullshit in my mind. Like it didn't actually exist in reality. A lot of those fears, those feelings of unworthiness. But the key for me was I started loving myself first. Like I said, I started healing the relationship with myself. So what does that look like? I think just being disciplined, because I think discipline is the highest form of self-love, right? Self-care. I started, going to the gym consistently, just exercising, taking care of my health, my body, the temple of the soul, right? I started getting into like better hygiene, right? Just washing my face, like getting more regular haircuts, little things like that, just to be more like clean and hygienic, and just taking care of my body, right? Dressing a little better, meditating, overcoming anxieties and overthinking. That's something that I started to get into. Obviously, the whole money thing, trying to figure out how can I start a business? How can I start a brand? Trying out sales, trying out digital marketing, trying out all these different stuff, and just giving myself opportunities to learn and to grow and to put myself out there. And then by doing it, putting myself out there in all these other aspects and learning to become more confident in myself. Because what I was doing, I was putting myself out of my comfort zone. That's what I was doing. I was putting myself out of my comfort zone. And by expanding that comfort zone, that's how you become more confident. You experience new things in life. You try new things. You meet new people. You go to different places. You have new experiences. And then you become wiser. You become more intelligent. You become more confident, more mature, more experienced with life. I think being more experienced with life naturally breeds confidence. But also confidence is just a belief in yourself. So when you're doing all these things, even if they're scary, you're facing your fears, you're facing that discomfort, and you're doing things anyways. That builds a very strong belief in yourself. And when you believe in yourself, that's what confidence is. So that built up more confidence over time, just putting myself out there, trusting my intuition, trusting the universe, trusting God, whatever term you want to use. Just trusting that I am okay, that most of the fears, like 99.9% of the fears or worries in my head are not real. And that's something that you have to learn just by doing it over and over and over, constantly putting yourself out of your comfort zone, constantly getting uncomfortable, growing, learning, trying new things. And eventually you get comfortable being uncomfortable. And it becomes easy to just, for example, go outside and just start a conversation with a stranger. I feel like for our generation, that's like really hard because we grew up with, phones and like just being addicted to screens and stuff and communicating to each other that way. But human to human, face to face conversation is something that we all crave, that we all desire, that is all natural. And it might seem really scary at first, like it was for me, coming from this super antisocial background. But then when I started doing it, I was really uncomfortable at first, but I just kept doing it. And I just naturally kept learning from it, and I kept getting better at it. And by doing all these things, that was all self-love. I was loving myself. I was no longer rejecting myself, because by running away, by staying in your comfort zone, that's you rejecting yourself. You're rejecting your highest self. You're rejecting the best version of yourself, the version of yourself that you want to be. That's the version of yourself that you're rejecting when you do all this stuff, when you run away, when you give into fear and anxiety. You're rejecting your best version. The life that you want to live, you're rejecting that life. The connections that you want to make, you're rejecting those connections. The health that you want to have, you're rejecting that health. It's like I'll watch a romance anime, right? And then there'll be a confession and they'll be like, oh, skidai, yeah, I love you. And then the other person will be like, oh, sumimasen. And they'll be like, I can't be with you right now. I have to become somebody that's worthy of being with you. And it's like, bro, they already confessed to you. They already like you. That doesn't make sense. Like, you don't need to become someone worthy. Like, you already are worthy in their eyes. So it's like, you can work on that relationship with yourself. You can grow and become a better person, but you could do it together now with that other person, right? Like when you look back on it now, when I look back on it, it's like, it doesn't make sense to sabotage those opportunities to like connect with someone, even if it doesn't go anywhere. It's like, you could still have a good interaction at the very least. You could still have an interesting connection. You could still learn something. You're still putting yourself out of your comfort zone. Because then I started going and like doing the whole cold approach thing and like just intentionally like talking to girls that I found attractive, like at the gym, for example, at the mall, like whatever. And none of those like interactions actually ended up going anywhere, but it's like I became so confident. I became so much more comfortable in my own skin, realizing that women are just human beings. They're just people. Like, you don't need to put them on a pedestal, right? I feel like we tend to put the people that we're attracted to on a pedestal, whether it's women or men, right? Because pretty privilege is a real thing. It's like a real psychological thing, including here on social media. The people that tend to blow up faster always tend to be, you know, more attractive, just on average, right? Like I'll see a lot of channels that are making similar content to mine, for example, and we've been making videos for like the same amount of time. And yeah, maybe their videos are a bit better quality than mine, I'll give them that. But the fact that a lot of them are also like an attractive girl, for example, they immediately have like 5K, 10K plus subscribers, and I still have like 94, but hey, I'm not complaining, it's all good. Like, I understand how the game works, it's all good. But it's just good to acknowledge that and be aware of that. Because when you acknowledge that bias, that pretty privilege, it's like you can start to see that in your own mind. When you see an attractive girl, or ladies, when you see an attractive guy, you just put them on a pedestal despite not knowing anything about them. It's like, we learn to not do that. We learn to decenter attractive people. And instead, put yourself at the center. Because at the end of the day, your first relationship is with yourself. Your first relationship and most important relationship is with yourself, not with that other person that you find attractive, but it's with you. And you should find yourself attractive. Like, you should believe in yourself that you are attractive. You should give yourself that love first. You should give yourself that admiration and respect first. Because by doing that, now you're setting the tone for how other people should treat you. When you walk around with your chest up, good posture, head held high, you have this confident air, this confident aura about you, that sets the tone for other people. They're like, oh, I can't fuck with this person. They know who they are. Like, on a subconscious level, that's what they're thinking. Like, they know who they are. They know where they're going. If anything, I want to follow that person. If anything, I want to know what that person is doing to be so confident, to be so sure of themselves. How can I be more like them? That's what they're thinking. But it all starts with you. It all starts with your healthy relationship with yourself. Because at the end of the day, on this channel, we promote healthy relationships between men and women. I think there's a lot of gender war slop content out there, and I would love to be part of the antidote, part of the solution to that. But it starts with you. It starts with the individual. If you can't love yourself, how can you expect other people to love you? You can't respect yourself, how can you expect other people to respect you? And even when they do, like in my scenarios, when I didn't find myself as attractive or desirable, but other women did find me that way, you can't see it because you don't see yourself that way. So they might see you in a positive light, but you don't see yourself in a positive light. I didn't see myself in a positive light. So I couldn't see what they saw, therefore I cut it off. Therefore I self-sabotaged. And you might be doing the same thing. I think it's a lot more common than people realize. That feeling of unworthiness. So perhaps even just start with something as simple as like every morning just repeat to yourself, I'm safe, I'm worthy, I'm comfortable, I'm abundant, I'm enough. Like something like that. Just to remind yourself, because at the end of the day, your mind creates your reality. When you don't believe you're worthy, I was creating that reality because I didn't believe I was worthy. Therefore, I didn't receive any love because I didn't believe I was worthy of love. I didn't receive any because when there was an opportunity for it, I cut it off. I rejected it because I didn't believe I was worthy on a subconscious level. So your mind creates your reality. So you need to reprogram your brain, your thought process when those unworthy thoughts start to come in again of you're not attractive, you're not good enough. You need to be aware of that, catch it, say, hey, no, actually, that's not true. I'm gonna let that go. I am worthy, I am enough, I am attractive, I am loved, I am desired, I am safe. Right, all these things, it's like, you can really just change your thought patterns. You can choose to stop thinking so negatively of yourself. It's that negative self-talk is what's bringing you down. Start with that, I would say. The actions of going and exercising regularly and getting out of your comfort zone, those stem from the self-talk. Those stem from the internal, how you feel about yourself internally. Even if you don't even feel that way at first, even if it feels like you're lying to yourself, keep saying it. Keep changing that negative self-talk into positive self-talk. Because your external world is, at the end of the day, a reflection of how you feel internally. It's a reflection of your internal world. So if your internal world is positive and full of light and love and self-respect, your external world is going to start to reflect that. You're going to start to do more things, take more actions that are aligned with the version of you that loves himself, the version of you that respects himself. That's all I have for today. I don't want to ramble too long. I'd rather start to keep these videos a bit shorter and like simple and clean, like Kingdom Hearts, simple and clean, get it? And yeah, let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts? Have you experienced what I was talking about in this video? Please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next. And I will talk to you in the next video. Thank you for watching.